Heyo, what's good guys? Another video here. Today we got Visit England, 10 shocks of visiting England. Shout out to It's JPS, I think that's what his name was. I just saw another guy, he reacted to this. I didn't watch his reaction, but I saw his reaction to this and that's what made me look this up. So shout out to him for that. Let's get to this. Before we do me a favor, go to the comments, comment what we should watch next. All that fun stuff, and let's see how much of this stuff I actually know about, how much of this stuff I don't know about, and if there's anything you guys want to add on to this, comment down below.
Hey there fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in windy England here in London. And today what we have for you are the 10 things that might shock a tourist when they do come here to England. And the first thing that shocks tourists is the English, they really mind their P's and Q's. I mean, they are very polite. You will hear sorry, please, thank you so many times. You'll understand when people say, I hope my little boy grows up to be an English gentleman, because they do have manners here. Now, not everybody has manners, but you will be surprised how much the politeness really comes in, whether you're talking to the police, or you're talking to the people that work in tourism, or just normal everyday people. The pleases, the sorries, to bump into people. Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, excuse me, sir. It does kind of shock people with how polite they are. And with those P's and Q's, so P's the politeness, and Q is the cues here, okay? You'll be shocked with how people really stand in line very well here, and nobody queue jumps or line jumps or butts in line, because that is totally not a cool thing to do here in England. So that's the first thing that shocks people, how they mind their P's and their Q's, okay? Now the second thing that kind of...
All right. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna be honest. I low-key, after watching like more British humor and all that, I low-key thought, like, I didn't really look at you guys as much polite. Like, I don't know, because I don't really look at you guys as rude, but I never, like, before I started getting into British humor, I would have actually thought this, but since getting into British humor and how you guys joke, I kind of figured you guys be like, nah, get the fuck out of my way, why are you running into me? Like, you know, shit like, I don't know. Let me know, is that true? I mean, this guy's probably smarter on the subject than I am.
What shocks tourists when they come here is you might actually like the food. I know, it's like I'm being sacrilegious here, saying you might like English food, but hear me out. They actually have some pretty good stuff when you are here, and it sounds silly, but you'll be surprised how many like the foods you do have here you might really like. When you sit down and have that English breakfast with eggs and beans and toast and sausages, you know, bangers and stuff like that, it is such a good thing. Or when you go to the pubs and you go have a pub grub there, you know, have the Sunday roast or go have a good beef burger or steak and kidney pie. There is actually a lot of good foods that are here.
Steak and kidney pie. What the fuck? What is that? What? I'm not gonna lie, I never really heard anything about English food. Like, I never heard it was good or bad. Like, I've never actually heard anything of it. But, like, I've never heard of that pie before. What? Hold up. We gonna take a look at what this looks like. Steak and kidney pie.
According to Wikipedia, steak and kidney pie is a popular British dish.
Huh. Never seen nothing like that. Kinda, okay, more you know.
Fish and chips is an experience you should have. The chocolates, oh, Cadbury, come on. You can't compare American chocolate to British chocolate, English chocolate. It's two different worlds, and that kind of shocks people. They go, you know what? I actually had some food I liked here. I know, it sounds crazy. That's why it's the second thing that'll shock you. The third thing that'll shock you about England is how much the weather does actually kind of suck sometimes. No, it's not raining every day. Obviously, I'm here in beautiful, sunny London. I mean, who says that? Beautiful, sunny London? Yes, they do have sun here, and you do get to go outside when it's not pouring rain. But a lot of times it does rain here. I've been here where it's raining like horizontally and getting soaking wet and all kinds of stuff. So when you do come, just be prepared, because you know what? You might get a great day like this, or you might just get rain for the entire time you're here. So make sure you bring your rain jacket when you come to be prepared for the weather. And if you don't want to bring something, there's people selling umbrellas when it is a rainstorm, so you'll be okay. But just know, usually the weather kind of sucks sometimes. Not all the time though. Now the fourth thing.
That's something I actually knew about. because talking to people over the Xbox growing up and talking, obviously now my YouTube, I do a lot of UK reactions and I talk back and forth to a lot of people from the UK, on this YouTube channel. So like that's actually something I did kind of know about. So there we go. Let's go. I know stuff.
The thing that shocks tourists when they come here is how much the pub is kind of a focal point of a lot of people's lives here. I mean, if you go to small towns, the pub is like the center where things go on, where you watch the football match and you have your Sunday roast and you go get a pint and talk about work and life and the family, and how much the pub really is a quintessential part of an English experience. So make sure you do go there and have maybe some of those foods you like, or have an ale that the guy literally is cranking out for you. And it really is a part of everyday life here in England. And that's what's cool. It's like, you think about the US, oh, I'm going to the bar, or I'm going to a bar, but here I'm going to the pub, and it means something more. And that shocks tourists when they think, oh, it's just a bar. No, pub is so much more than that. So you can have your Sunday roast with the family, or a pint with your pals and things like that, and the pub crawls and all these things that can go with it. It is really cool, and it shocks people how important pubs really are to English culture.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm bringing up more like, I feel like in small town America, that is kind of a thing. It's going to be in a different way, but like, everybody, will go to the bar after work and have drinks and catch up and come home and, so that is kind of a thing. And I'd say small town USA. In the bigger cities, no, not. Yes, but no. Like, it's more like go out to the club and party and all that. But in smaller towns, might be a little different, but I'd say that's there. It is there.
Now, the fifth thing that'll shock you about England, which is kind of weird that I'm doing it here in London, is England is not just London. I know so many people that come to London and they say, oh, I've seen England, or they say, I've seen Europe. Look, England and Europe, in that matter, is way more than London. London is an international city with all kinds of amazing things to do and see, but the country itself has tons of other things out there. The natural beauty and the things to see and the history is fantastic. So you'll be shocked that there's more to England than London. So get out there. And that's why it leads into the sixth thing that's going to...
Now, the reason I said that's funny is because I remember as a younger kid, I just thought any British person lived in London. I just dead ass thought like the whole country of England, the whole country of the United Kingdom is just London. Like, so that's, as I got older, I realized that's not the case. But like, I'd say up until I was like fucking 12, 13 years old, I low-key thought that. So, yeah. More you know.
Going to shock you when you come to England and you get outside of out onto the countryside. This country is actually beautiful. Go through Kent and the gardens of Kent, or go to the Peak District or the Lake District. Go up to Yorkshire and see York. I mean, this country is gorgeous, and you want to go out there and go explore it. And that's what's really cool. Is look, it's not just London. And when you get outside of London, the countryside and the towns and the villages really are beautiful things to see. So exploring that countryside leads us into the seventh thing that's going to shock you when you do come to England, and that is when you rent a car and your first roundabout. I'm not gonna lie to you, the first time I took a roundabout, I'm like, oh my God, first off, they drive on the left side of the road, okay? So make sure when you cross the street, you look right, otherwise you're gonna get smashed, okay? But the thing is, when you get that first roundabout, there's like 2 lanes and 2 lanes, you're like, okay, I've gotta go right, so I gotta go around the roundabout and then come off this way, and you're like, oh my God. And once you do that first roundabout, and you're like, okay, where do I turn in, where do I turn about, all these things, it will shock you into a heart attack, okay? And then after you do that, you'll realize when you watch European Vacation, National Lampoon's European Vacation, and you see Chevy Chase going around, the Griswolds going around the circle. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament. Look, kids, big Parliament. For like 6 hours, you start to understand, because seriously, renting a car and driving on the other side of the road is shocking in of itself. But when you get that first roundabout, you're like, oh God, I'm gonna die, okay? Now the eighth thing that's gonna shock...
Interesting, didn't know that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think if I went to the UK, for example, I don't think I'd drive. I don't think I'd even bother. I think I'd just be like, I'm gonna let somebody else drive, and I just don't fuck up. Because I would be the guy to just do some really stupid shit and crash the fucking car like a dumbass. Like, I would be that guy. So I just wouldn't put myself in that situation. But, yo, I didn't know about that.
Shock you is when you do travel around, you actually can see Downton Abbey type houses, the stately homes, the stately manor houses, and the country homes and stuff like that. You can go visit those, and it's cool because a lot of people, oh, it's a set piece or it's CGI or something like that. No, these are real homes that you can go to. You know, you can go to the Cotswolds and see the houses there. You can go around and see these stately homes, take tours of them, go to the gardens, have lunch there, have a picnic there, see all these things. And it's cool because you get shocking, like, wow, you can see that old Downton Abbey kind of things here, that old England. It's not just in the textbooks anymore. It is out there in the country, and that's one of the best things. The National Trust, they have all kinds of homes you can go stay at. I mean, you can stay at them. Literally, I guess one thing I'd say with that Downton Abbey kind of thing is you can have some of those true Englishisms here, staying at an old house, an old, stately manor, or, or what you do with the National Trust, they have all these homes. You can stay in a home that's 1,000 years old and enjoy that there. And that's what's so cool is you can get the history of England in these homes and to get that kind of Downton Abbey feel. I know that this show's been off the air for a while now, but it does have one of those things that shocks tourists. It's that, wow, I really get to enjoy those kind of things. Now, I will say, you get to see the Downton Abbey homes and stuff like that. The Downton Abbey acting and stuff like that, yes, people still have good manners here, but it's not like Downton Abbey anymore. I'll tell you what, just go to the pub on Friday night or Saturday during the football match, you'll understand what I mean.
Now, that's where you probably start to see the UK I know more. Because y'all are some fucking savages. Y'all go, like, I see UK people going off on each other and cussing each other out. He's talking about manners. That's great.
The ninth thing is...
But, oh yeah, another thing I wanted to say is talking about the old homes and stuff. As an American, that's something, honestly, I've always kind of been jealous of with, like, other countries is you guys can drive a few hours and go see somewhere that's thousands of years old. Like, for the most part in America, that's not really a thing. Like, we can't go and see shit from the fucking Romans. I mean, people argue if Vikings have been on the coast here, which, who knows, possibly, I don't fucking know. But, like, as far as really seeing, like, a bunch of old stuff, like Stonehenge, like, we don't have that. I wish we had our own Stonehenge kind of thing. That would be really cool. We don't, so that's one thing, I'll be honest, I'm kind of jealous of.
It's going to shock you when you come here to England is the cops don't have guns. You know, in the U.S., they've always got a gun on the side no matter what. Here, most of the cops, the bobbies, they don't carry guns, okay? And the
that.
Here to England is the cops don't have guns. You know, in the U.S., they've always got a gun on the side no matter what. Here, most of the cops, the bobbies.
You guys call cops bobbies? Is that the... Bruh, go call cops by names. I already saw this in one of the, what's the video called? When you realized America ruined you or something like that. I think that's what it is. You could see my legit, like, reaction to it. There's a whole debate in the comments from it and everything. Go on the channel. It's the first one. It's actually, I think it's like my most viewed video. So if you go, wait, no, it's not my most viewed video, but it's, you can find it. If you look on the channel, you'll find it if you really want to see. But, yeah, I know about this.
They don't carry guns, okay? And the thing is, the cops here are super friendly as well. So it's kind of like they're there for security, but it's almost like they're also there for tourist help. I mean, it's pretty funny because I know there's been many times when I'm like, okay, which way do I need to go to Notting Hill? Or I'm in York. Hey, how do I get to the church and stuff like that? Or where's the best place to go have tea and crumpets? And the police officers, male, female, they're like, oh, go down there 3 blocks to the left, you're going to see this thing. And they're super great, but it does shock people when they see the cops, but they don't have any guns.
Yeah.
Now, there are some cops with guns, yes, but it is kind of a shocking thing if you're coming from the U.S. or South America and stuff like that, to be like, hey, it's a cop, and he's got a walkie-talkie. Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
But it is cool, and they are super friendly, which is super nice. And the 10th thing that shocks tourists when they're here is when they realize that Britain and England are not the same thing.
Literally rewind earlier in this video. I had to, like, I don't think it was in this video. Was it? No, I said the UK and England. I said the United Kingdom and England. I didn't say Britain and England. but
England is a
let this guy
part
talk.
of Britain, okay? It's called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So, obviously, Northern Ireland's separate. Great Britain, that's England and Scotland and Wales. And that's the thing is, if you meet a Scotsman or a Welshman and you say, oh, you're English, they're going to be insulted. Because no, England is a different country. But they'll be okay if you say they're British, because there are a lot of differences between going to England and going to Wales and going to Scotland, whether it's the accent or even a different language they may speak there, the food and things like that. I mean, the pub culture pretty much stays in all those places, but there really is a difference. And just remember, you'll be shocked that England is not Britain, okay? It's two different ideas.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like honestly, in this fucking channel, somewhere, I probably have done that. I probably have mixed the two of those, so that's interesting. I kind of knew this, just because I slightly remember being bitched at in the comments because I fucked up and did that kind of stupid stuff. But, yeah.
Anyway, those are just 10 things that might shock you if you're coming to England on tourism or travel or vacation or fun. What are some of the things that shocked you about coming to England? Please put it in the comment section below so we can have more shocks. And if you want to see more videos like this, 10 things that'll shock you about London, 5 things you'll love and hate about visiting England, all kinds of stuff like that, check us out on our website at waltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook.
Alright, that's enough of that. Anyway, yo, I hope you guys had a great time. Give me a fat ass like. And again, I want to see, like, what's some stuff you guys, especially the people who's been on the channel, you think would shock me about England? Or if you're an American who's been to England before, what's stuff that shocked you? You know, let me know. Like, I wanna see some stuff in the comments. Fill your favorite American dipshit in. You know? Either way, give me a fat ass like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, click all. If we hit 100K before the end of the year, I'll go skydiving. Probably not gonna happen, but it'd be cool, right? So, yeah, if you made it to the end, comment, phone. Bye.
With